Welcome everybody to our webinar today that we have titled The Only Tool You Need to Stay Ahead of in Marketing. And I'm hoping that today you'll all be able to leave this webinar with the same belief in terms of what you're going to get out of your membership from the Australian Marketing Institute. So it's a very exciting day for us to present to you. I first of all would like to do an acknowledgement to country. I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on which we all meet today and pay respects to our elders past and present. And I extend that respect to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who we have here today on this call. So I'd just like to introduce a few members of our team who are people who you would have contact with. I am Bronwyn Hayes. I am the CEO of the Australian Marketing Institute. I have been here for the last 2.5 years and have been here through all of our changes and transformation and the leading of our competency framework and now our assessment tool that you will learn about today. I am a global CMO with over 36 years experience in marketing. So hopefully have had some experience that I can also instill on others. Laurie Loco, who is also here, she can give a little wave. She is on the call too today, which is our membership manager. She is a person who has had a lot of membership experience and is always your frontline person to talk to about your membership. And Laurie is always there with a smiling face and a helpful email or to help you in any way that you want. So feel free to reach out to membership in any shape or form if you have problems, particularly with logging on and things like that she can help with, but also obviously anything else. And then we have Carolyn Heath. Carolyn also is a very seasoned marketer who has had a very long global marketing career as well, and she heads up our professional development and our partnership. So all of our training, Carolyn has been leading over the last few years for us in transforming that to get us to 100 courses that all align to our competencies. And Carolyn's going to tell us about all of our great training programs today. So welcome to my team who are here, and I've got Angela, who's our COO in the background, who you can see who also is helping us along today, who a lot of you may have had time with. Now, a little bit about the AMI. If you don't know about the AMI, if you're potentially a new member or if you're just reconnecting with us, we are all about guiding your career and your career development. We are for professional career marketers. We want to ignite brilliance in you so that you actually go further, faster in your career, which to me sounds like a pretty great thing to do. How do we do that? There's lots of different ways that you can get ahead in your career. The first one that we really believe in is around connections. Networking is a really important thing. We do state events across every single state of Australia, including Tasmania, Western Australia, and all way up into Queensland. We have mentoring, emerging marketers mentoring that has just kicked off and has gone out there for mentors and mentees, and we do that every year. We have one of the best mentoring programs in Australia. We also have curated content. We have training courses, 100 of them. We have professional development. We can do bespoke programs. We have webinars. We have thought leadership. And every single week we bring out a thought leadership newsletter, which is called the Australian Marketers. So look out for that in your inbox every single week. It's a great way to stay connected, along with our webinars, which are also a great way to stay connected and be relevant in marketing. Then we have credentials. We have very valued and respected industry credentials. I'll tell you about the Certified Practicing Marketer program today, but we also now have our competency framework and assessment tool, which really is what you need to be a successful marketer. And then finally, celebration. We have recognition and achievement awards, and the big piece that we're about to kick off in the next few weeks is our awards for the next year, next 12 months, following a really successful awards last year. We're about to come back with our awards too, so watch this space for our awards as well. Now, let me talk about our AMI's competency framework and assessment tool. For those of you who've been with us for a little bit longer than today, you'll know that 12 months ago, we launched our competency assessment framework. Now we have an online assessment tool that we'll show you today that I really encourage you all to get online and have a good look at. Why competency is important? Well, there's a couple of really important reasons. We need to, as marketers, build great brands, and we want to have exceptional careers. How do we do that? We need to be two things that I highly believe in. One, proficient, and we need to be relevant. Of any industry as for the knowledge workers, marketing is probably the industry that is going to change the most in the next 1 to 2 years. In fact, I heard something the other day from a big consulting firm that of that, it's actually marketing is ahead of accounting, ahead of legal, ahead of everyone. So we need to make sure throughout your career that you remain relevant and you are proficient and you're able to do the things you need to do in your career. We also need to make sure as leaders that we have a qualified pipeline of talent. So we need people who are bench ready for roles, and we need people with the right competencies for those roles. So we developed this competency framework to assess skills, identify gaps, and make sure people upskill themselves. And what I say is really you need to be responsible for upskilling yourself, managing your career, and knowing where you want to go so you can be a lifelong learner. So how did we come about doing some of this, and why is it a game changer? Well, first of all, our tool is the only one that's globally relevant. And I know a lot of marketers want to make sure that they're international experts. A lot of teams cover different global roles. A lot of people move globally. We have developed this in conjunction with our counterparts in the US, UK, and Europe. And we also have talked to 50 CMOs across a number of different verticals to make sure the competencies that we have are the ones that are really important for marketers at every stage of your career, not just junior, but mid-career and senior. We have then linked all of it to 100 courses. We have in the last 2 years updated every single course that we have and aligned them all to the competencies, enabling you to upskill and adapt to those industry needs with a lot of AI courses that Carolyn will talk about soon. This is exclusive for you as a member, so you get it in your membership for free. So I would really, really encourage you after today to go onto the member hub. We're going to show you a demo today. Go in and assess your own competency. It's totally confidential to you. Why not look at yourself every year and see where you think your gaps are and where you think you should have your development? I personally have a development plan I've had every single year in my career. I have one right now. Mine's around AI. I can tell you I'm trying to do as much as I can on AI to upskill myself on AI, plus a few other areas. And I always write one every single year. So I really would encourage you to do that every year. Make sure you're upskilling and assessing yourself and being honest about where do I have some gaps. It's applicable, as I said, across every single industry. It's not just limited to digital marketing. It's across every single sector, from not-for-profit to for-profit, and across every single sector, as we've made sure that we've talked to people across all those sectors. So what does it look like? A lot of you who are members will have already seen our competency framework out there. I would again encourage you to go and have a look at the competency framework in detail. It has core marketing competencies, insights, customer experience, strategy, brand, and digital. And now we've expanded our digital to go even deeper into digital with 8 new digital sub-competencies as well, including AI, which we know is a very, very important competency. We have technical marketing competencies. So number 6 to 15 are the technical marketing competencies. And then we also have other competencies which are around business and around people. I'll just wait for the slide. So business competencies and people competencies are the other ones from 16 to 25. These are really, really important. Not just the marketing competencies are important, but business competencies are important for you to work cross-functionally in organisation. You'll have heard me say before, commercial awareness and speaking the language of the business is really, really important. Other things like project planning, sustainability, leadership, ethics, and finally resilience are really important skills that marketers need to be successful. If some of the other skills are the what, this is the how you do the job, which is really, really important. So how does that work? Basically, here's an example of the first competency, insights. So on the right-hand side here, we give you a summary of what insights is. What is that competency? Then we go into what are the levels of proficiency for that competency, which we will on the next slide. So we have 5 levels of competency from beginner up to expert. We have aligned this with the academic alignment of skills that they use in higher education. And these are from beginner, as I said, all the way up to expert. And again, you then go and rate yourself based on 0 to 5. So what it is now is all of this is now in an assessment tool online. So you basically go into the Member Hub and log into the new assessment tool, and you can assess yourself against those 25 competencies plus the 8 sub-digital competencies and see where you sit, where your strengths are, where your opportunities for development are, where the opportunities are for you for a new role, what may a new role require in terms of some competencies that you may need to develop in the future. All great things for yourself when you're developing your development plan, which I always say you should do every single year. And you should have a 70% what you're going to learn on the job, 20% through mentoring and through others, and then 10% through training and learning. What it is it's basically a comprehensive tool that does evaluate your capabilities, not just for you, but also if you have a team, you can also do this for your team. You can also have other people assess you as well, which I think is a game changer as well, because often we have blind spots around where our strengths are and where our weaknesses are. So you can have other people assess you too. So that's the peer review component of it. Plus, you can also look at yourself versus others in the industry and globally for your job role, what it would require in terms of the competencies that you need. So how do you do that? So if we just look at this circle of continuous improvement, basically you'd start in the top left-hand corner and you'd do your self-assessment. You'd ask peers to assess you if that's appropriate. You then would identify your strengths and weaknesses to ensure that you stay up to date in this fast-changing marketing world. And then out of that, you'll have training pathways. So you'll have programs that will present themselves that will help you fill those gaps where you need to upskill. Again, so that you can actually become a lifelong learner. You can be learning every single week and developing and moving ahead. We say as well that this assessment should be done every year. It should be done over time. And this is why we have it in a continuous circle, because it's something that needs to be happening all the time, because we're all constantly updating the framework, but also you need to be constantly staying relevant in what is a very, very evolving, fast industry landscape. Now, we're just going to show you a short video of how the actual tool works. So I'll just mute myself for a moment and off we go with the demo.
Today, we'll be taking you through a demonstration of the tool. And just a reminder that the Australian Marketing Institute's Competency Assessment tool is free for all of our members and can be accessed via the Member Hub. Once you log on with your AMI credentials, it will take you to this instructions page where there is a welcome from Bronwyn and some guidance about how to use the tool effectively. The first step is to complete your profile, and then you can move on to self-rating. For each of the 25 competencies and 8 digital sub-competencies, there is a drop-down that will give you some insight onto the competency, as well as some guidance on how to rate yourself between 0 and 5 on each competency. Once you've rated yourself, you can move to peer review. For peer review, you can invite people one of 2 ways. You can search for people that are already using the tool, or alternatively, you can send an email to them and an automated email will go to them where they will be able to go into the tool and provide a rating for you against each of those same competencies. Once that's complete, you can move to reports. For each of the different categories of competencies, it will provide you a visual representation of your self-rating and your peer ratings. And most importantly, it will allow you to compare with 3 things. One is job title. So if you have the same job title as others, it will give you a sense of your strengths and development areas. If you are in a group of corporates, it will also give you the same thing against your corporate peers. And finally, it'll give you the same guidance against the broader AMI community. When you click on those buttons, you'll come up with a guidance to say, here are your top strengths and development areas. And from there, you can click through to the development tab, where it will filter on training and education courses provided by AMI that are really relevant for the competencies in which to develop. We encourage you all to go in, use the tool, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to an AMI team member.
Okay, so we've spent quite a lot of time over the last year or two really looking to improve the quality of our training. And I'm pleased to say now that I think we have a very high level of training looking at different levels of development across many different formats. And what we're trying to do here is to offer flexibility and impact. So training will vary from our live webinars, which we run twice a month. And here we're looking at, industry leaders, what's happening in marketing, what's the latest information. We know AI is changing dramatically, so there will be quite a few webinars that we'll probably bring on board to really keep you posted and updated on the AI movement. Masterclasses are probably at the core of what we do. It's a very, very good learning platform. They're live and immersive, half day, industry leaders led. And so there's one per week across about 24 different courses. We also partner with third parties to offer workshops, which can vary from, 1 day up to 3 days. And then we also offer on-demand and self-paced courses, which really gives members flexibility to learn at their own pace and at different levels. Everywhere from, Digital Marketing Institute, which is a global digital marketing expert, through to Emeritus in the US for senior marketers that are looking for some deep dive, high level learning with Ivy League businesses. And then finally, we do bespoke training. So a very quick, brief now look at some of the masterclasses, webinars. So webinars will, again, we'll look at what's topical, and these will probably be about 3 months ahead online. So I do suggest everyone signs up for these. They're at lunchtime, they're easy, and you've got an opportunity to participate. In terms of masterclasses, we're always reviewing our schedule to look at what's relevant and what's working and what do our members need. So some new courses for this year. Advanced Social Media Marketing Strategy is a course. We've brought in AI-powered digital storytelling. AI is hot and new. Storytelling is always interesting, and managing it on a digital platform is always very topical. So I think this course is already looking to be a strong course for the year. Financial acumen and commercial acumen and financial management are really the cornerstone of marketing in terms of, moving up through the ranks. So this is a course that we're quite unique in offering to our members, and it covers 2 levels. In the marketing world, we've reviewed our marketing courses, and we've got a new marketing course, brand building course. Next slide, thanks. Brand building in a digital age. So this is really looking at now, we're really in a different age now, and performance marketing and brand building really do need to come together. So we do pull that together in this course. We've also got creating a distinctive brand. Brand is really important. It's a cornerstone of everything we do in marketing, and of course, marketing strategy and planning. Then we have AI. Now, we know that AI is reshaping marketing at every level, and those who embrace AI will thrive. Those that ignore it will be at risk of being left behind. It's interesting. We're having many, many conversations with a lot of our corporate partners around this movement and how businesses embrace it. So I do encourage you to look at that. From it's a real practical skill. So we've really looked at here a deep dive into learning AI face-to-face, online. We're looking at Mid-Journey for marketers as well as ChatGPT Copilot. And then we're also looking at how we can look at it from a productivity perspective but also for creativity and problem solving. We're working with various presenters to offer you that various expertise. And also some of our trainers are based in the UK, so we do get that international perspective. Finally, for those that don't have time for live and immersive, we have some self-paced options. From a digital perspective, DMI are all over that. AI for business and marketing and advanced AI for digital marketing, very cost-effective courses that get you across AI at a self-paced level. And then for those that really want to do a bit more of a deep dive, again, we're partnering with Emeritus to offer some leading business school AI courses. Finally, we have, well, not finally, but next on our list to really address our people competencies, we've done a partnership with the Growth Faculty. So here it's about offering you really bite-sized learning sessions from very, very good speakers. And these are really, I think, various inspirational presentations. Next, from a leadership perspective, and we know this is really important for marketers, there are 2 programs that we have on offer. The first one is really for CMOs, heads of marketing, marketing directors. For those that really want to get ahead, this is a 12-month program that is run throughout the year. It'll be led by a seasoned CEO, and it will have 12 deep dive workshops attached to it and a community. Next, for our senior marketers and our CPMs, we have I'll call it a kind of abbreviated version of that into 6 learning modules. So these are half-day workshops. You can either do one or you could do them all. And we'll be talking more about that through our EDMs as we move forward. And then the final change that we want to share with you is we are now offering training packages. So for those members and for corporates that are looking for extra value, and we have an opportunity where you can spend packages and you get additional discounts. So ultimately you can get learning these masterclasses on AI and all the competencies for up to 50% off.
Thank you, Carolyn, for that. Our 100 courses there across all of the competencies. So we'll now just move on to our member benefits and summing up a few other things that we have on offer. If you're a marketing consultant, this one is for you. And this is something I didn't actually really realise until I actually went out there and did some consulting and got a contract that asked me if I had professional indemnity insurance. So a few of you may have seen this. A lot of organisations, they make sure that you have that. Did you know, as an individual professional member of AMI, you actually get coverage in terms of professional indemnity? It's something that is a complete differentiator for us, for our marketing consultants who are members. It can provide you indemnity advice up to $300,000. There's more details there below that you can read, but it does help you protect your career. And there's more on our website around that. And I know a lot of marketing consultants I've talked to have been very surprised when they found out that, you know, this pays for itself. If you were to go out to market, I can tell you it would be a lot more expensive. So that's one for the marketing consultants. For our more senior marketers, generally 10 years plus, we have our certified practicing marketer, CPM, which is a trust mark for marketing professionals. It is its only designation of its type in the Asia Pacific region, and it recognises your formal education as a marketer and also the application of your marketing skills in your marketing knowledge and putting that into practice in terms of the size of teams and brands and what you've done in practice. It is through an assessment. And I would encourage you all, if you're at that level, to become a CPM. There are some great benefits of being a certified practicing marketer, and some of those include all of our mentors in our mentoring program are CPMs, and our award judges are CPMs as well. And plus there are other benefits as well. So let me summarize then for you some of the great reasons why you should stay being a member and why you should join to be a member of AMI. And now there's even more reasons. And the first one being the AMI Marketers Competency Assessment Tool. So we've had the competency framework. We've now got the tool. Really encourage you all to go onto the member hub after today and actually go in and do that assessment tool. By the way, if you do the assessment tool, you'll get a badge to say that you've done that, which again, you can proudly say that you've actually assessed yourself in terms of what your skills are. Maybe something good to talk about in terms of managing your career, whoever those conversations may be with stakeholders in and external to your organisation. We have 100 curated courses, which are the best in class and also are discounted for members, depending on what your membership level is. We have a lot of networking opportunities across every single state. All of our events are online on our website. And we also have our emerging marketing mentoring, which has just opened. Again, that's open out there now to join as a mentor or as a mentee, and has been in the last week. Certified practicing marketer, I encourage you all to apply if you are at that 10-year plus and feel that you're at that level where you really do want to be recognised for having a brilliant career. For marketing consultants, we have the professional indemnity insurance that I just went through, a real game changer for those consultants because you don't have to go out and purchase insurance separately. We have a knowledge hub, which is a great resource tool. On there has all of our webinars that we've actually ever done. So a great library for you to go back. Carolyn showed you all of the webinars that we've run and what we will be running in the future. Fantastic resource tool for you, only available for members. We also have member content, and our webinars are available for members every second week. And we have a great lineup for this year in terms of those webinars. And then finally, there's recognition of your career success. You should be displaying online on your LinkedIn, your post-nominals that you have, whether you're a CPM or a professional member or a fellow, and also awards. If you've entered our awards, again, all of these things we give badging for our training, for our awards, for your membership, for doing our competency framework. And again, I would say, put them on your LinkedIn and be a proud marketer. Be proud of the profession you are in, because we are a profession that is ever changing and is a profession to be proud of. A couple of things lastly, all of this is on our website. We do have corporate learning and development packages from anyone from 5 members all the way up to unlimited, and here's some of the pricing here. I am happy to take any of you through this if you would like me to have a one-on-one to tell you what that involves, and please just reach out to membership and they'll organise a meeting with me on that. We also have individual membership for professional members or for certified practicing marketers, and you can just join online, or again, if you have problems, just go through our membership at ami.org.au. So the last thing here is the plug again. If you want to do it right now and join, please scan the QR code. It will take you straight to our website right now, and you can join to become an individual member. For those people who are members and joining in terms of understanding why they want to stay ahead, we're the only tool they need to stay ahead. Hopefully after today, you've realised that AMI is a great place to be. We are adding more and more benefits for you, including now our competency framework and assessment tool for all of you who are out there who are members. And I would like to, as the CEO of this great organisation, thank you on behalf of my team and our board for continuing to be members of the Australian Marketing Institute. And on that note, we will wrap and see whether we have any questions. I'm not sure we do, but
there's one question here, Bronwyn, and it's really more of a comment with a question at the end. So Michael Scroop has...
I've seen that question, yes.
Yeah.
So it was on that slide, it is capped at 300,000, which is generally the level that most individuals are. It's not for businesses, it's normally for one person is what it's for, marketing consultant. We've got some other thank you very muches, which is fantastic. So yes, we are grateful to have you all here and grateful to have people from across the globe. Any other questions from anybody? I can't see any.
Doesn't look like it. No.
Question about, will we look at running many of the courses monthly rather than quarterly? Again, you may want to jump in on this, Carolyn, but I think the key thing here is we do it based on demand. And so it's been based on what we've had in the past, which is why we have a schedule based on that. If there's demand for it monthly, we certainly could look at that, but really we've had to pace them out because of the demand that we get for them.
One thing I can add to that is that if any organisation would like to run a masterclass for their organisation, so they have a minimum of 8 people, we can consider running masterclasses on demand. So that's another opportunity for any organisation that may be interested in a topic, but they can't quite make the date that we've released it on. And what I would also add is that if anyone has any comments on the training and education, I'm open to feedback on topics that we may have missed or anything that you think might be useful.
Fantastic. Can't see any more questions coming through. So I think on that note, I will end the webinar, and hopefully you've all gained some great insight into Australian Marketing Institute. So thank you to my team and thank you to our members, and we'll see you at one of our events or training very soon.